Okay, let's rank these Franken freaks. How do all these Frankenstein adaptations compare against each other? The most important thing. So I got three categories here. I didn't actively dislike any of the Frankenstein things that I've seen. There are some I liked more than others. I don't think any are necessarily bad, but there are definitely some that you could probably skip. So my lowest category, we have Better Off Dead. Probably didn't need to be resurrected, but whatever. They're not hurting anyone. It's Alive. These are ones that are like quality, good. They have something interesting about them. I recommend checking them out. And of course, at the top we have Fire of the Gods. The flames brought forth from Prometheus. This is our S tier, highest category. Highly recommend. We're going to start off with the book Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. This is where I'm going to lose all of my credibility. I'm going to put it in It's Alive. It's good. I enjoyed it for the most part. I don't have a hot take on the book necessarily. There are some parts of the book I really liked, and it's fascinating that a book that's like over 200 years old essentially is still relevant and has qualities that hit home today. But it's also very old-timey. It was written 200 years ago, and I'm not necessarily looking to read it again for fun anytime soon, but it is obviously a very important and valuable text. 1931's Frankenstein with Boris Karloff. I don't think this is the most interesting version of the story, but it does have a lot of really iconic stuff in it that became the main thing in the cultural zeitgeist of when you think of Frankenstein. So we're going to put it in It's Alive. For its version of the character that is not really that much like the book, but super duper iconic, I think it's worth checking out. And to follow that up, we got the sequel, The Bride of Frankenstein, from 35, I think. This one I liked even more. I think we get a little bit more stuff from the book, a little bit more interesting things. Pays better tribute to Mary Shelley as an author and creator, and has some crazy effects in it. I think I'm gonna put this one in Fire of the Gods, but it'll be like a lower tier. Like it'll get outranked when we have a few other movies. Okay, the live action play Frankenstein that my cousin Josh was in. This is absolutely one of my favorite experiences doing this Franken-Fridays series, and one of the most faithful adaptations from the book, while also bringing a real modern energy to it. I'm very biased, but I absolutely had a blast watching this, and just getting to hang out with my cousin was also fun. So this goes in top tier for sure. I am biased, but it was also very good. Both things can be true. Okay, we're getting into The Curse of Frankenstein with Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee. This one was alright. There was some kind of fun stuff in it. There's a bunch of other ones from this series, and some of the other ones may be more interesting, but it's not as iconic as the earlier 30s movies, and I don't really know that it does enough different to be that of interesting of its own thing. I think I'm going to say Better Off Dead. You could probably skip this one. I wouldn't call it a bad movie. And, perhaps there are some other... They made like 10 Frankenstein movies in this era, in the 50s. So there could be other ones that are a little more compelling. But this one didn't do that much for me. Next up is Young Frankenstein. I do have a DVD copy of this, but not with me. So I just printed off a little picture. Young Frankenstein is great. I think that's going to go in Fire of the Gods. It tells the story, but it's also funny. It's also paying tribute to the 30s movies. The aesthetics are all there, but it also has a lot of really iconic comedic bits. It's just an overall great time. Definitely recommend. Next up, we're skipping to the 90s with Mary Shelley's Frankenstein by Kenneth Branagh. I really dug this one. This one is probably at least from the film perspective, the adaptation that sticks the closest to the book. There's a few differences here and there, but the spirit is definitely alive in this one. I really dug it. It's just this like big, gothic, melodramatic, epic, and it kind of slaps. I'm gonna throw it in Fire of the Gods. I think it's gonna be right under the live action play, or right around. I don't know, one of these two. is up there for me. Those have been my favorites so far. Next up, Franken-Thumb. I don't have that on DVD, so we're using Thumb Wars instead. Franken-Thumb is a really stupid movie, but it's my kind of stupid, and I think it's funny. I'm gonna put it in It's Alive. Next up, Frankenstein. What a dumbass movie, but it is really funny how crazy and over the top it is. Bill Nighy's in it, and he's always fun. It's so anime coded, and I guess it's technically based on a graphic novel, and also maybe in the Underworld universe or something. But like, should you watch this? Not without some drinks. I'm gonna say Better Off Dead. Around the same time, we got Victor Frankenstein. This one I think is kind of good, actually. Apart from the ending, which is kind of a mess. The main story between Igor and Victor is really, really fascinating. James McAvoy is incredible in this movie, and it does a lot of fun and different things with the mythos. So I like it. I'm going to put it in It's Alive. Honestly, I'm going to say it's better than the original 30s one. I think it's more interesting and has more to say, despite the third act being kind of bad. Frankenweenie. This is one that I wish hit for me, but didn't. I'd say just watch anything by Leica. You can skip this one. It does have some great animation, but you can skip this one. Better Off Dead. And The Light is also bad. I think Frankenstein is the most interesting, even though it's not a good movie. So I'm going to put that there, and then, I don't know, probably something like that. Very quickly, Lisa Frankenstein. This is one that I forgot about and wasn't really technically part of the Franken-Fridays process, but I watched it last year for a Halloween video. I'll put a link in the description. I remember it being pretty good. Let's put it in It's Alive. I don't know, somewhere around there. Next up, Frankenstein's Monster Frankenstein. This movie only exists on Netflix, so here's a picture of David Harbour as Hellboy. This movie's funny, it's weird, it's not really a Frankenstein adaptation, but it is playing with the story a little bit. So I guess I'd put it, also in It's Alive. I definitely think you should check it out. It's on Netflix, it's like a half hour. It's fun. Okay, now we're caught up to the big boys. Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. The whole reason I did this video series in the first place. I do have a poster for this one, but I don't have it with me. So here's a picture of Jacob Elordi. Yeah, this one was great. It's easily in Fire of the Gods. I think it's my favorite. I think it's been my favorite one of any of these. It did not disappoint. It hits on so many different levels. I love that it's completely unsubtle about any of its themes and what it's trying to say. The art direction, the production design, the costuming, the makeup effects, all fucking phenomenal. And it seems like most people agree that this one is top tier. It's super cool that it was nominated for a few Academy Awards as well. Yeah, it's just a banger of a movie. I saw some people talk about how like, oh, it's not that much like the book, and like, bro, what are you on? Of all the Frankenstein movies, literally only 2 of them follow the book to any capacity. The other one being Mary Shelley's Frankenstein from Kenneth Branagh, which is more like the book, but the next closest one is Del Toro's. So you need to get watching Frankenstein flicks, because really only 2 of them follow the book to any meaningful capacity. Oh, there we go. That's a little bit better. And finally, The Bride. I just have my movie ticket for this one. I really dug this one. Overall, it's gotten some sort of mixed reviews, but I was down with it because it was just like doing its own thing and didn't give a single fuck. and I thought that was fun. I think it's Fire of the Gods. It's also just like probably around here. Yeah, I think that's fair. Put it next to Young Frankenstein. That feels appropriate. It was also fun to see a movie actually about the Bride of Frankenstein, which the original Bride of Frankenstein is barely about. And it's cool to kind of see the bride and the monster actually like get to spend time together, which is something we literally never get in any of the other versions. Sometimes the bride appears. Frankenstein almost makes the bride in the book, but then chickens out at the last minute. And sometimes he goes as far as making her in some of the movies. but she don't last very long. So yeah, I liked it. I thought the performances were fun. There's some goofy moments for sure, but I also liked that it like was just having a good time doing whatever the fuck it wanted. So, is there anything I want to move around? Nah, I think that's pretty good. Let me know what your thoughts are. Yeah. What are your rankings of Frankenstein movies? Of course, you can check out my full reviews for all these movies and stuff in the playlist linked below. What's your ranking of Frankensteins? What's your favorite one? This has been Franken-Fridays. This was a very fun project for me. I hope you enjoyed it. And that's it. That's the end of the video. Bye-bye.